Question number 8, Jim Eadie.
To ask the Scottish Government what impact the proposed job losses at the BBC will have on broadcasting in Scotland.
Cabinet Secretary Fiona Hislop.
The 35 job losses confirmed at the end of August in BBC Scotland are very disappointing, particularly as fully 17 of them are in news and current affairs, an area that the BBC should be enhancing rather than reducing at this important time in Scotland's history. That is why I wrote to the Director General Designate of the BBC to make representations about this, and the First Minister discussed this with him earlier this week.
Thank the Cabinet Secretary for that answer, but does she understand the mood of despondency which exists among BBC Scotland staff and trade unions at the scale of these cuts? And does she agree with me that to undermine the work of dedicated staff and to shortchange licence fee payers in Scotland at a time when the national debate needs to be rigorous and extensive is not only damaging to the BBC's reputation as a world-class public service broadcaster, but is in fact nothing short of a national disgrace?
Cabinet Secretary.
I agree with the member's concerns. Indeed, I think the whole Parliament should, in terms of democratic representation and broadcast, be concerned at the level of these cuts and exactly where they are finding their place. In terms of the most momentous decision over 300 years, I think it is unacceptable to diminish BBC Scotland's news and current affairs capability in this way, particularly when £320 million that the BBC raises through licence fees in Scotland is contrasted with a budget for BBC Scotland that will fall to only £86 million in 2016. It is even of further concern that the distribution of the cuts in Scotland is entirely the responsibility of the BBC Director for Scotland.